Hey folks, it's Pat here. Welcome back to the Midland. Welcome back to my train channel. Today we've got something a little bit different. I'm going to try and run a really heavy train up to the Iron Mine. I've got this crazy idea that we can actually run maybe about a 30-car train. And so I've run an 18-car train up there without a problem at all. And today we're going to test out something a little bit larger just to see if it works out. And so I've got 27 cars of lumber and beams here that we're going to use number 3 over there to run up to the Iron Mine and maybe show you a couple things about possibly in-train dynamics or in-train forces, just to see if we can run a really heavy train up there. And so here we go. Let's hop in number 3 here. Probably need some logs on the fire. And we're going to head up to the Iron Mine. Grade is 2.5%, fairly consistent all the way up. And so 18 cars was not a problem at all. And so I'm kind of curious if we can actually run something this large up there, because unloading these cars at the Iron Mine is a bit of a pain. And so I'm thinking that if I can actually split the trains up, to the point where we actually run a lumber train up there every now and then actually I can do it from this view here, and then follow it up with an iron train that's just iron cars, iron ore cars. So with 27 cars here, that's 54 ore. And so if we run 2 of these up there, we can run back 10 cars, and that'll leave us a couple ore for spillage, which hasn't been a problem too much yet, but it does happen, and it's extremely frustrating. And so I would rather overshoot just a little bit by having a little bit extra lumber coming up there, and eventually we'll fill up the mine if we run enough of these trains. But the run is pretty quick. It only takes about 15 minutes or so to get up there anymore. And the last time when I did this with 18 cars, we did it at speed, and this engine didn't even break a sweat. And so I'm fairly confident that will be okay today. I'm just a little bit nervous about how long this train is, because some of the cars were starting to jostle around a little bit on the last run. But I think if we're careful, we can actually do this. And so in order to fit this train, I had to extend the yard a little bit down the Y here, which was rather quick build. Didn't record that, just because it was really quick. But this does mean that we can actually run longer trains now. And so that's another tip that I'd give you on building yards there is always make them longer than you think you need. So, and if space isn't an issue, yeah, make them for 30 cars at least. So, because if you build some decent track in this game, you can actually run some pretty awesome trains. But this one is going to be an experiment. So I decided, let's go ahead and record this, and we'll see how it goes. Let's just back in here. Real nice and easy. Knuckle into these cars. Oh, I bet you I don't have a pin back there. Do I? No, I don't. So I better stop a little short. Go do the things. There. Let's just pop one in there. There we go. And let's ease her back. I love this engine. This engine has been treating me really well. When I pulled 18 cars up there last time, it was 15 flats and 3 hoppers, and I took them all the way back down to the smelter and was able to pull the iron train out without even a lick of trouble. And so I was very impressed with this engine. And let's see, I think I got a couple of these tied down. At least one. Ooh. Yep, because this train was trying to roll out of the yard on me. This train took a while to build. I think it took about an hour to build this entire beast right here. So, but that's okay. That will save me time in the long run. Alright, off we go. Let's just ease out here. Other direction. Other direction. There we go. I want to close the switch behind me and bring it into this yard track on the way back. Now, we might have some trouble getting this thing offloaded up at the mine. I don't think it'll actually fit up there, but I'm just curious if we can actually make the grade. So if we don't fit up there, which I know we won't, I'll have to extend the kickback track a little bit. Which isn't a problem. It won't take but a couple minutes to do that. When I ran 15 cars, unloading was actually kind of a pain. Getting the speed right, and that's because there's a little bit of grade at the approach to the mine there. So I might have to go up there and level that out. So it's a downgrade into the mine. I don't know. I hope that doesn't mean that I have to relay too much track up there. So, because I've been doing a lot of work on the coal mine route lately. So we'll have a couple videos on that here pretty soon. I've kind of settled on my route for the coal mine. And yeah, it's the long one up Coal Canyon. Maybe someday we'll build something over South Pass down there. But I just don't really see a need for it at the moment. Because if we can run 10 ore cars down to the smelter, that's 100 rails, 100 beams, or 100 iron. The raw iron. And that means we won't have to make the coal run too terribly often. And so I'd rather run a longer train, kind of like this one, up to the coal mine as well. That would be a really long train if I decided to empty the entire smelter at once. But that route up to the coal mine is actually pretty gentle, except for the last piece, which I'm still working on. I'm not quite sure. I haven't quite decided on what I want to do with that. Whether I want to approach from the waterfall side or whether I want to approach from the there's a little box canyon that I think the devs kind of encourage you to use, but I'm not terribly happy with that one. It's got too many switchbacks. So anyway, alright, so here we go. If you were counting them, 27. We're going to head up to the front end here, which is already almost to the horseshoe curve. Oh, actually, no, there's another curve in there, so we got a little bit of time. And we'll take this one. We're not going to charge it too hard. My strategy with getting this train up there is slow and steady. I don't have any handbrakes set on this. And I'm a little concerned that these lumber cars might be a little bit heavier than the beam cars, but I don't know about that. So I don't know how the cars are weighted. If that's true, we might have some problems with these 6 up front here. But I don't think so. I think we'll be okay. So let's just go ahead and pour on. Let's do about half. Let's get some more gas in the tank. And actually, we're probably gonna... Oh, I hit the F key. I lost all my momentum. Oops. That's okay. We weren't going that fast. So with heavy trains, you kind of want to slow roll them out of the yard. Because otherwise, if the game is accurate, and I haven't tried this yet, I should have just tried that a minute ago. You'll break a pin on a heavy train, for sure, coming out of a yard. Because the engine will pull this car, and then it'll pull that car really hard, and then that one a little bit less, or that one a little bit harder, because you've got all the drag behind you, and eventually you'll pop something. But looks like all of our customers are coming with us here. So number 3 is picking up some stain. Got 56. Let's do 60. We're just gonna have to watch this around this curve here, see if anybody gets a little bit angry at us. Because it's not so much the grade that I'm worried about, it's the curves. So with a long train like this, curves are your enemy. But I have no handbrake set, just because that's the way you should do it. You should actually spool out all your slack, although I've seen some people on the YouTubes setting handbrakes and having that work. And so if this turns out to be disastrous here, we might have to try that next. But so far so good. And I love this route. I've run it a couple times now. I did it a couple times with the 11 car train and then once with the 18 car train. and got no guff from any cars whatsoever, and so I'm curious if we can get 27 up there. 27 is 3 sets of 9, so that gives us a nice even draw from the lumber mill. So far so good. So number 3's not chuffing too hard here, at least not yet. And it looks like everybody's coming with us, at least so far. There we go. Sounds like she's slowing down just a little bit. I don't want to touch the regulator just yet. I definitely don't want to touch that F key. So, just gonna stay here, a little train man in the tender. But it looks like everybody's coming with us. It's gonna be hard to see if we lose any cars on a train of this size, just because it is a fairly long train. But it looks like we got 3 of those back there. So slowing down just a touch here. But so far so good. Some of these curves though, a little nervous about. So far we're at 60. And so we do actually want to take it just a scotch slower, just in case we do get to the point in time where we might stringline some of these cars, but hopefully we'll be okay. Oh man, so far so good. It's cool seeing that many cars just slowly working their way, or coming on up the hill behind us here. It's the summit that I'm a little worried about with that horseshoe curve. So although some of these other curves are a little gnarly too, this one's not too bad here. There's one up there that's a little bit sharp, but it looks like everybody's still with us. Train man's doing a good job nursing this engine up the hill. And so far she's not losing any steam, so I'm pretty happy with this. Because if we can get all 27 cars up to the mine here, it means that we'll run this train and then follow it with another train that's just got the iron ore cars. And I've got one of you suggested that I build down from the mine to the smelter, and I think that's a really good idea. So just because if I ran this train up there, looked like that second car right behind the engine was about to jump there. So I'm a little nervous. So especially on this curve right here, let's see what it does. Oh, it's just following me. That's cool. Everybody's coming with. But if I do that, then I can run this train down to the smelter empty and then pick up all the raw iron and bring it back. But that requires that I get at least one lumber train up there first, because then of course the iron train would follow it down the canyon, and that just gives me more variety in the number of trains that I can run and the different types, and maybe setting up a different order. And so here we go. This is the part where I'm a little nervous, and so we're going to actually jump into F view. Well, let's throw just a couple logs on here. Yep. And let's jump into F view. And we want to peel this back a little bit here, because when we drape the hill here, that's the best chance that we have to break a knuckle. We just want to slow roll this because we got a little bit of momentum on the head end here. Once we get about 10 cars over the hump, the slack will spool out and will start to run back in on us once that last car clears. But so far so good. Oh man, here you go. Here's your screenshot. So, this is an absolute monster of a train coming down this S-curve here. This is gorgeous. Oh, freaking trees. Trees and photography. Oh, there we go. Bam. That looks great. Look at that. Oh man. So a little bit of extra effort on your track work does pay off. So yeah, we can't even see the tail end of the train. Let me see. I'm already zoomed all the way out, but looks like I think we got everybody. So now we can actually put a little bit of that speed back on, because this is downgrade. So our slack is probably run in by now. No, not yet. So, but it will gradually here. That's a sharp curve. Yeah, we want to take it slow through that curve right there. I know that one's 18 degrees. I might not have put easements on that one though. It just looks really sharp. So I might have to... Well, if it doesn't give us any guff, we're not going to worry about it. So far, so good here. But we haven't really lost any speed on this one. We're at 15 minutes right now. And that includes the tacking on the engine in the beginning. And so far so good. This is a great train. Oh, I love this one already. And there's our destination up there. I think we're home free. So, famous last words. But look at that. This train goes all the way up the canyon. It's great. So, but like I said, we're going to have to do a little bit of track work up here before we unload this monster. And I'm not going to bore you with that. As long as we make it up there, we're going to have a nice, short, quick little video here today. And like I said, I wanted to record this just to see in case anything crazy happened, and then hopefully give you some ideas about how to nurse a long train up a curvy grade. And so you just do it. Well, track work's your biggest thing that's going to help you, but the other thing is don't get too overzealous with the regulator, with the throttle, and be easy on the curves, because the curves are more so the problem than the grade. Anyway, we're here. Let the boys know that we're coming. And like I said, this train is not going to fit in here. But I'm kind of curious as to how far I'm going to have to run this train up there. So we're going to run all the way to the end where the bumper is. And then we'll see if that last car actually clears this platform. I don't think it will. So, but I'm kind of curious. Just to see. And then, of course, I'll run the track out a little bit, and then we'll do the slow roll method on the way back to unload all these cars. So, oh, actually, you know what? I realized I did these in the wrong order. If I'm going to back the cars back down, then I'd want the beams ahead of the... Nah, actually, yeah. Screw this. I'm going to have to rethink this a little bit. I think I probably will have to roll it this way. But there's no way this train's going to fit in here, so I've got a little bit of track work to do. But there you go. So hopefully that was a quick little run. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So, but at the same point in time, we did get an absolutely monstrous train up that grade without any real problems. So just kind of shows that with this game in particular, there are some very realistic elements behind it. And as long as you take it easy, and as long as you actually get some decent rail in the ground, then you can actually run some pretty monstrous trains. And so this one, once we get it offloaded, it'll be 54 ore in the tipple, and we'll run it again, and then it'll be over 100. And then after that, it's time to go buy some more ore cars, and we'll run that one. All right. So that's all I got for you today. Quick video. So here during the afternoon, and we'll be back with some more build videos and a couple more trains as I start to kind of reorganize my railroad here, taking into consideration not just the iron mine but the coal mine operation. And so if you're enjoying the videos, please like, comment, subscribe. If you got any questions for me, drop them down in the section there, and we'll catch you all in the next video. Take care now. Bye.